How's it going, guys? How are we all doing? I'm gonna be blatantly honest from the jump, guys. I'm not doing the greatest right now. Hello, 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 indeed. So, heads up, I am exhausted today. As you can hear from my voice, as you can see from my body language, I am tired as hell. Yeah, I'm actually gonna turn the music down for myself at least a little bit here. It's a little loud from on my end. I can change that. I am really tired. My voice is a little strained. Been using it a lot over the last couple of days. So I will say there was a part of me that wanted to cancel today's stream. And it would have been extremely short notice, and I talked myself out of it very quickly. However, I can guarantee you I do not have the energy to go 5 hours today. So we'll go a couple hours probably, so I can get some rest. Because of work, Nick. Just because of work. So, to put it simply, I have been very blessed over the last year and a half to have a job that is strictly me sitting at a desk and not being physically active. Now, I'm not like fat or out of shape, but I'm definitely overweight. That's been no lie since I was, pretty much throughout all my 20s. And so when you're 6'8" or just over 2 meters tall, and you still weigh 285 pounds, it's a lot. And my job, I'm still employed by the same company. I'm just doing a different thing for the company right now. Basically has me going outside a lot more, which I love, and walking a lot more. I'm not gonna be able to go 4 hours, Nick. I don't think that's happened. I might go 2. That's more than I was planning on doing when I got home from work today. Basically, I'm going around in the heats, in the humidity. I'm walking a lot more, 3 to 5 times more walking, just as a eyeballing the number. So my legs are tired, and I'm doing it again tomorrow. And granted, I don't have much planned other than work tomorrow and rest. I wanted to stream today. I wasn't just I felt like canceling just to get myself the rest, but no, my voice sounds worse than it is. I appreciate the concern. I appreciate the sentiment. I do want to stream. I do want to play The Witcher. I do want to do this. We just won't go the whole 5 hours today. We'll just go a little bit. Probably, we'll see how we feel after 1 hour. I'll probably go a second hour. I don't think I'm going to go a third hour. So, we're going to take this stream 1/4 mile at a time. Says the person who's only ever seen the first Fast and Furious movie. So, there's that. But I did want to share a couple things before we really get into the game. Like, today might just be more talking, more like just hanging out than anything else. I don't think I updated the Twitch side of anything. Wish it was impossible to get sick. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But you can take precautions to make sure that you don't get sick. So, Nick, what you can do, and this is in my own experience as somebody who actually rarely gets sick, knock on wood, is number one, if you can't eat, sleep. If you can't sleep, eat. Keep your body full of energy. You get energy mainly through 2 ways, eating and sleeping. So if you can't eat, sleep. If you can't sleep, eat. That's kind of rule number 1. Another thing that I've learned is, keeping your body, hydrated. That's, just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It's different for every single person, but make sure you're not like constantly feeling thirsty. That's really just kind of the obvious statement. So make sure you have energy either through rest or fuel, either food or sleep, making sure you're hydrated, and just don't go out into the elements like too haphazardly. Don't go outside in the rain when you have the option to stay inside and be dry. But still go outside, get fresh air, get, the sun, get, those are all great things. And so that's just kind of like my 3 steps of being healthy. Make sure you're getting sun. Can't eat, sleep. If you can't eat, sleep. If you can't sleep, eat. Make sure your body has energy, whether through fuel or rest. And then make sure your body's hydrated. And I only get sick, probably seriously sick, with I can't, I'm calling into work kind of sick, that I can't work maybe once a year. That's really it. If it's other than that, it's purely just because I literally can't work because my energy's that low, and my job is, my managers encourage that, by the way. But I wanted to share a couple things that I was literally seeing as I was starting up the stream. There was a released picture for the upcoming Avatar show. Where is it here? I want to get a good picture of it. Here it is. Can I get a full screen this? There we go. That's perfect. Let me go and move chat over just a little bit. There we go. You don't know how much I went through back when I got chickenpox. Literally couldn't walk, stand, lay on the side, touch anything, eat nothing. No, I've had sickness like that. One dude, I've had mono 4 times. I've been so sick I can't move. I had COVID while I was recovering from hip surgery. I literally was on 2 crutches, couldn't walk because of my hip surgery, and was trying to do physical therapy while my throat was so sore from COVID that simply just swallowing your saliva was so irritating and so painful that I literally didn't speak for an entire day, so that way I didn't have to swallow my own saliva. Right there where I just gulped, that would be unbearable pain. And so I was laid up in bed. I was in my college apartment. I basically grabbed all the food I fucking could that was cereal or chips or just any type of food. It wasn't necessarily healthy food, but just food so I didn't have to leave the apartment, because that was back when COVID was rampant. God, it's fucking age jokes. You've seen one joke calling you old, you've seen them all. But this right here, changing the subject, just was released. I think this was released today. I actually just shared this with Amira, because Amira is also a big Avatar fan. This is Last Airbender Avatar, by the way, not James Cameron's, Planet of Pandora Avatar. So it was revealed about a year ago, I want to say, that they were going to do the next Avatar show, and that it was going to be the earthbending Avatar immediately after Korra. So Korra dies, reincarnates into the next Avatar, and this is the show that they're doing. It's called Avatar 7 Havens. I assume that is one of the. I assume that's the 7 Havens, or that last fortress behind her. This, presumably, is the new protagonist. Wasn't the protagonist a guy? In the original Avatar, yes. This is distant future compared to that. This would be quasi modern times in terms of like what year it is. So going through like the Avatar timeline, I'm going to use MS Paint here. Kind of illustrate my point. You have 3 shows of Last Airbender. Give me 1 second. Okay. You have 2 shows for The Last Airbenders. The one that I'm talking about today, that is the 3rd show. They're making it right now. This is the original show. This is Avatar, The Last Airbender, the original first 3 seasons. You can see Avatar Aang right there in the front. He's the main character of the show with all the other side characters. That's Zuko, Katara, Toph, and Sokka in the background. This is the original show. It aired from 2005 to 2008. When you're watching this show, the time period is like, I would say 1860s, in like the 1860s. But the entire world is heavily inspired by Leak, when it was stated that the main character was a man. Nope, that's wrong. So yeah, this, I understand you've seen it. I'm just gonna still kind of break down the timeline, but this show kind of takes place in like a quasi 1860s, heavily inspired by various Asian cultures, mostly Chinese and Japanese, and there's also like Tibetan monks and stuff like that, and Inuit, Eskimo cultures and such. About 50 years later, 60 years later, 70 years, they have Legend of Korra. This takes place in like a quasi 1920s. And then it has been stated that there was a catastrophic event that happens at the end of Korra's, her lifetime. Not the show's lifetime, the character's actual lifetime. And there was something to say that the Avatar now is considered Earth's destroyer, not Earth's savior. So the humanity has lost interest in in the Avatar. So you have Last Airbender, ATLA is in about, I'd say 1860s-ish. It's vague on like what time it is or what period it is. Then you have Legend of Korra. This is, I'd say, about 1920s. You have things like the radio and things like that coming out in Legend of Korra. And then you fast forward to modern times. If Korra is 16, I'd say about 17 probably at the start of the show. And it's 25. Then Korra's born in 1908. If she lives to be 90, then the new Avatar is born in 1998. Never liked her that much very beginning. Always been a Korra hater since the show first aired. I do enjoy Legend of Korra. I think the show is very valid. I think, if I may, actually, I will say this after I finish the thoughts. So, if this Avatar is, say, she doesn't look like she'd be about 16, she looks like she'd be about 13. This show might be in around like, not mid. I was gonna put like down here, like mid, like maybe like 2010s. But it's not gonna feel that way because it's a post-apocalyptic world. So this is 7 Havens. So I'm gonna just go to full screen here. My defense of Legend of Korra, I can make this a video in the future as well. This was never going to live up to this. Just wasn't going to happen. This was always going to be better than this. This right here is lightning in a bottle. This is never going to be replicated. It has been shown twice that it cannot be replicated, especially considering at least live action. Netflix is doing an okay job, not a perfect adaptation, and we don't talk about the other one. Show's good, character is all right, but their actions make her look straight up brain dead, and she wasn't made with being likable in mind. Plus, the original show is way too good. The original trilogy of Star Wars is better than the prequels. The prequels are better than the sequels. I will never acknowledge the sequels because the sequels are written by brain-dead writers. The prequels, George Lucas is the most horrible writer of dialogue. He's like Schrodinger's cat with dialogue. It's either he writes great dialogue and then he'll cut it and keep the cringy stuff. It's weird. But Legend of Korra is a different show. They can't just recreate this, or else fans would say, oh my god, it's so unoriginal, it's just Avatar reprinted. And that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to go in a different direction. Another thing with Legend of Korra, only one season was greenlit at a time. Avatar was given all 3 seasons. The writers had Michael Dante DiMartino, Brian Konietzko, Aaron Ehas, Johnny O'Brien, all those writers and everybody else in the writing team had the entire story planned out from beginning to end. Some things were changed, like Toph becoming female, and a couple other small, like relatively small things, but the overarching story was always set. They had their plan and they executed it perfectly. Legend of Korra, they had 1 season, so they wrote Amon to be the villain. Season 1 is highly regarded to be a good season of Legend of Korra for Legend of Korra's standard, one of the better seasons. Then they got greenlit for a 2nd season, so they try and doing this thing with Unalaq. And season 2, I'd say, is actually the worst of the 4 seasons of Legend of Korra, and wasn't that great. 3rd season, I'd say, is amongst the best between both shows, and that's with Zahir, and that is peak Avatar. And season 4, I think, is overhated. Season 4, you're basically going up against Earth Kingdom Hitler. I don't give a shit if YouTube doesn't like me saying that name. That's who she's going up against. I will defend Avatar with my dying breath. I will talk about Avatar with my dying breath. Legend of Korra is leagues and bounds not as good as Last Airbender. But god damn it, I will still defend Legend of Korra because I still love the Legend of Korra. The simple way that people describe the difference between Aang and Korra. Aang was a peaceful avatar born in a time of war. Korra is a warrior born in a time of peace. And I think Legend of Korra is valid in its own way. It's a different story. It's the same world through a different keyhole and a different time. That's why I do love The Legend of Korra. I will admit, Last Airbender is leagues and bounds better than Legend of Korra. I'm not debating. I'm not saying Korra is better. I'm saying Korra is valid. Korra is a great show. It's a great addition. I have always been a Korra defender. I respect why people would think that Korra is not as good. Their reasons are valid. Your reasons are valid. I am just giving my opinions. All right, what you saying here, Nick? Have I heard of Lego Star Wars set Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator? No, I don't do Legos, not because I don't like Legos, but because I don't have the budget for Legos. They're too damn expensive. The Legos are amazing. I love Legos. I love building with Legos. God damn it, they're expensive. So I just don't do it. If I go in to get one thing of Legos, I'm blowing my whole wallet. I don't have that kind of money. So I will defend Korra with my dying breath. And I will talk about Avatar with my dying breath. Anyway. Other things I'm noticing with this picture. You have the animal companion. It looks like a lynx. Like a big lynx. It kind of reminds me of Juan's animal companion. Animal Guide, that's what they call it, Animal Guide. Yeah, it's like this weird, like, lynx deer thing. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Like, it kind of, like, the ears, the eyes are a little smaller. These eyes are a lot bigger. It's also a different art style, so there's also that. Pope Cora burns in hell in the spirit realm. She wanted to free for some dumbass reason, inadvertently opening gates of hell and erasing all other avatars from their will. Number one, she didn't erase the connection with the other past avatars. Unalaq did. Don't get it twisted. Unalaq destroyed the connection to all the past avatars because Unalaq is a dick and was a dark avatar. Cora didn't do that. Unalaq became a dark avatar possessed by pretty much possessed by Vatu. Cora was respectively working with Rava. Rava didn't possess Cora. So that's what happened. Rewatch season 2. Inadvertently is the keyword. Then don't blame Cora for something inadvertent. You don't have to agree with the whole, like, you know, keeping the spirit portals open. I think it's really cool keeping the spirit portals open. Look what happens, 70, 80, I'd say, years later? Look at how cool this world looks. You wouldn't have gotten this without the spirit portals being open, I don't think. I mean, it's post-apocalyptic, but it's still, like, a beautiful post-apocalyptic. It's like a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow kind of art here. You need someone to channel your hate to? Okay, so whenever you make a mistake, I'm just going to blame you instead of blaming the reason why the mistake was made in the first place. Because damn it, that's what you're doing. I'm sitting here like, I respect your reasonings. And then I hear your reasonings and I'm like, no. This is where I become hypocritical. Full self-realization. What do they call it? Self-awareness. But not talking about Cora, talking about Seven Havens. She has a peg leg. Have you guys noticed that yet? She has a fucking peg leg. Like, she has no left foot. It's not here. Is that going to be like is this like before the show picks up, or is this like the first scene we see her lose her leg? Also, I assume this person is Fire Nation. This person looks like they would be Fire Nation. I'm guessing female, but also very well could be male. I mean, the face and the hair is saying female, but the body itself is saying male. So I'm thinking this is going to be a male character. That's my final guess here. You seeing the new Superman movie tomorrow? I hope you like it. Earthbender, yet her feet can't touch the ground. Skill issue. We'll see how the peg leg affects anything. Another thing I heard from leaks, this is around the time that the show was like being announced, was this female avatar has a twin. That is confirmed. This female avatar has a long-lost twin. Presumably a sister, according to various leaks. And I've also heard from said leaks that the twin sister of this avatar is also an avatar. There are two concurrent avatars, which I don't know how I feel about that. One thing I love about Avatar is the writers will never fail to take a left turn with the lore. Now, when it comes to past avatars, we don't know if this has happened before. There's 10,000 years of avatars of lore. We know of Juan. We know of Salai and Gun, kind of, from the books. From the... give me 1 second. The Dawn of Yang Chen, and then there's a sequel called The Legacy of Yang Chen. And these books, Yang Chen has said Yang Chen has an ability where she like gets possessed by the memories of past avatars. This is how they knew that she was the avatar. So this is the airbending avatar before Aang. You actually see her in part 2 of the Avatar Last Airbender finale, where Aang is on the lion turtle and he's recalling the past avatars. This is Avatar Yang Chen. She has this ability. She calls upon at least 2 avatars. Avatar Gun, spelled like gun, and Avatar Salai, S-A-L-A-I. So that's how we know of those 2 avatars. We don't know anything else about them, really. We don't know what nation or anything. We just know that they existed, and that Salai was reportedly one of the best avatars to ever live. There's also Avatar Sito, the Fire Nation avatar before Yang Chen, who was more of like a governing official. I actually have a theory that Avatar Sito indirectly causes the 100-year war we see in The Last Airbender. Then you have, of course, Avatar Kuruk, Avatar Kyoshi, Avatar Roku, Avatar Aang, then Avatar Korra, and now Avatar whatever she's going to be named. And we don't know in those other 10,000 years of avatars if there was a case where an avatar is born. Well, okay, we do actually, sorry. We do know of another avatar who was born as a twin. This was actually Roku. Roku had a twin brother named what was his brother's name? Yasu? I think his name was Yasu. I'm not going to bother. So Roku, I want to say it was Yasu, but Roku had a twin brother. Granted, the brother, spoiler alert for the Reckoning of Roku novel I was just holding, Yasu dies. And Yasu dies before Roku is announced to be the Avatar. We do not know if Yasu also had the spirit of Rava in him. Presumably no, because when he died there wasn't another Avatar. But that's unconfirmed. So, the rumor is the twin sister of this avatar is also the Avatar. There's now 2 avatars. That's the theory. At the end of the day, that's the theory. Still don't know how I feel about it, but I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And, oh, the other thing I was going to share before we get started with the game. I know it's almost an hour into the stream. Like I said, today might be more talking than gaming. Like I said, today might be more talking and gaming. I took the dust cover off because I hate dust covers when I'm reading. But I got this book. It came out 2 days ago. But I got it yesterday. This is Avatar Legends, City of Echoes. And this is the first book of its kind of series. The other books, the other novels that are canon to the world of Avatar are known as the Chronicles of the Avatar series. There's a new one coming out this year. It's The Awakening of Roku. It is the sequel to The Reckoning of Roku. It is coming out in December, like the very end of the year. In the meantime, they released this, Avatar Legends, City of Echoes. I think it's just a coincidence that this shares the name as the tabletop RPG Avatar Legends, which is a Dungeons & Dragons styled Avatar game. But, that being said, this story is about the character Jin, J-I-N. Jin is from the original Avatar series. This takes place coinciding with Season 2 of Last Airbender. Sounding a lot better? Well, you guys brought up Avatar, so I'm feeling... I wouldn't say my energy's up, but I'm definitely... You guys are hitting my, You guys are hitting my hyperfixations. This is Jin. You might recognize her as the girl that Zuko goes on a date with. this book uses her as a main character. It's not necessarily like a book about her from what I've picked up. It's going to be more about like the propaganda and the bullshit going on in Ba Sing Se, just using her as a main character because she's a fan favorite who appeared in part of one episode. A single small part of an episode. So they're using her as the main character, going through life in Ba Sing Se during the 100-year war with the propaganda that the war doesn't exist. So that is really cool. And honestly, one of my favorite minor characters in the show. I think Zuko should have been with Jin, not Mei, but that's just me. But yeah, there's now a book. See, there it is. There she is. This is the cover. This is the actual like dust cover. And so you can see Ba Sing Se back here. It almost looks like Omashu with like the shoots and stuff. But yeah, there's the city, and there she is. So it takes place during season 2. I'm on chapter 3 right now. So I'm not that far into the book, but she's already mentioned seeing a waiter at a tea shop with spiky black hair and has a burn scar on his left eye, meaning she's already seen Zuko and it's before the Jasmine Dragon, so it's Pow's tea shop. So they're not quite in the Jasmine Dragon yet. So it is around the time that Appa is missing and Team Avatar is looking for Appa. They're in Ba Sing Se, Zuko's in Ba Sing Se. So we're kind of like halfway through season 2 in terms of the timeline of the book when the book starts. So I wonder if they'll go over the date between Jin and Zuko as a chapter in the book. That'd be really cool. Kind of see everything from Jin's perspective, because you see everything from Zuko's perspective. It'll be cool to see things from her perspective. But anyways. Why don't we actually play a little bit of The Witcher? I wanted to get all that out. Share all that. Like I said, I don't think we're going to play a whole ton. As happy as I am to talk about Avatar, I'm not feeling that. I'm still not feeling that great, guys. I got a little bit of a drink here. This is not for the body. This is for the soul. All right, what were we doing? Oh gosh, this sensitivity is so freaking high. That's better. Wait, let me just... That's fine. This is way too sensitive. Is it gameplay? No. Controller scheme? Control settings. That's a bit better. This is still very sensitive. I've been trying to play Rivals at a lower sensitivity, so I guess going back to this game, it's like, holy shit, I'm flying through the mouse. I'm flying through everything. Oh, speaking of Rivals, I did get Phoenix to a night proficiency last night after a long day of work. Anyway, this is telling me to go to Skellige, but it's also level 16. I don't think that's a smart move. Sadly, I looked up information on like leveling up Geralt, and there isn't a lot of like doing secondary quests and like Witcher contracts aren't very good. You don't get like any experience for doing these. So you really just kind of have to hop into main quests. So I'm level 7 right now. Let's just try the Pyres of Novigrad, which is meeting with Triss. I don't think we've met Triss yet in this game. Anybody planning on seeing Fantastic Four this weekend? And me and Amir are planning on going to see it.
Gonna kill the monsters.
Earlier today, I actually watched a video on YouTube. It was the Fantastic Four cast, so Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss-Bachrach, Pedro Pascal, and Vanessa Kirby, playing their respective characters in Marvel Rivals. And like, that was really fun. Spoiler alert, they didn't do that great, but the only one of them that even remotely played video games, it looked like, was Joseph Quinn and Vanessa Kirby. Joseph Quinn looked like he grew up playing video games, but he hasn't like played in a while. So I could tell like he was moving the controller, he moving his character around in a natural way. Everybody else had to be reminded that the right stick moves the camera. But Vanessa Kirby, she's admitted that she plays like The Sims and Mario Kart and stuff like that. So, granted, those games you don't really move the camera too much. So, but she was also doing pretty decently. Planning to see Fantastic Four soon. Yeah, I personally cannot wait.
Oh, thank you very much.
Can't believe this. They would actually burn women. Like, that would actually happen in real life. Not that this game is real, but like that thing would actually happen.
The holy fire enlightens, burns, and cleanses. Behold the flame of grace and mercy. Special pie for you, freak. Nice, slow burning. You'll beg for mercy in all the voices known to you, like the others of your species. No, none. I wanted only to live like you. Help me, kind folk, please.
That is horrible. What a horrible way to die. Oh. A Doppler. Like a doppelganger. Like original recipe or extra crispy.
Doo-doo hasn't met the same fate.
Listen, Dockley's. Why the stench is entirely different.
Oh.
It's like a witch.
Lego Stories Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator costs $90.
We're looting here.
I don't know how much that is and how much it is. Let me look it up on the internet here.
Not here for the loot. Interested in the sorceress who lived here.
We're supposed to believe that.
Yeah.
Most likely hiding in some rat trap with the rest of them.
Someone's got to know more.
I'd look for her in the Putrid Grove.
Putrid Grove. Where is it?
I wouldn't know. Rumor has it, it's a place for freaks and oddities. You'd fit in well there.
Maybe. Thing is, gotta know how to get
In
there.
American, it's selling for about $70. But reselling, like if you bought it like at Walmart or Lego.com, it's $70 American. But you can buy it for $150 on eBay.
Word is, they do it in the grove.
Mean to say the local beggars have a king, crown, scepter, and all that?
Wouldn't scoff, mate. King of beggars, it's a moniker. Yeah, for a man who everyone in Novigrad respects deeply.
And watch yourself. Menger himself don't even go to the Grove.
Someone call for me. Wonder why.
It's Menger.
Temple God.
Thieving vermin to the confession chamber.
What, but sir, what's the offence?
This is some sorcerer's bitchy shop.
Think that gives you the right to steal her property?
Well, sorcerers, mages of all types are outlaws.
But by law, the temple guard takes possession of their belongings, and the rule of law still holds in Novigrad.
You have the Lego set? Cool. It looks really cool.
You know a bat can sniff out a moth a mile away.
Got nothing to do with their sense of smell. It's about their hearing.
Well, well. Man knows his bats. Here I thought you only cared about monsters. And as bats sense moths, so I sense freaks. And start by warning them, Novigrad's no place for your kind.
Heard Novigrad was no place for mages. Now you're telling me it's no place for witchers. So who's it a place for?
Righteous folk professing the one true faith in the eternal fire. Nothing I can do to you now, but just know that I know you're here. One misstep, one error, you'll make a mistake, it's inevitable. I'll be the first to learn of it, and when I do, it'll be standard procedure. Like for every magic oddity who dares taint this city's air. Be seeing you.
Look for the thieves on the main square and carefully follow them. Okay.
Oh, deepest apologies, Governor.
Fetch some metal, you wretch. I've been robbed! Thief! Stay away.
Working on another Lego Star Wars set called Boarding the Tantive 4.
Next, discretionary tribute to benefit Redania or exile.
And Tantive 4 is pretty cool, of course, the ship that starts off the whole series.
That ain't real fire. Nuh-uh.
He sensed something. Gotta stay further back.
Smear ash on their lips first. That's why it don't hurt. That's all
Stop!
it takes.
Thief!
Ash? No, soap too.
But where?
Come on, good
We can
folk,
try it at
come
home
quickly.
later.
I haven't enough for
Nice.
everyone.
That's devilish, dear. Taking care of the coppers and the crown. Help a poor
He
fellow
sensed
out.
something. Gotta stay further back.
Holy moly, you're a scary one.
Sir, be merciful. Give us a crown, eh? Me mum's sick, and if I don't feed her, well, she's like to die of hunger.
All right, I'll give you some coin, but you gotta tell me where the Putrid Grove is.
I don't know that. Keep your coin, I don't know a thing. Move on. Be gone!
Never rains, does
for
it?
the
It pours.
poor.
The bonny birds that prance by here. Gee.
Greetings.
The thinking customer will see right away I've got the best deals this side.
2 Lego Star Wars characters in your bag right now. Maul and Vader. Ooh. 2 very good characters.
He sensed something. Gotta stay further back.
washed your hair lately?
Oh, I've had enough of living.
Stand far back enough so he doesn't sense me. A little bit further ahead.
Must have broken many a heart, eh, Dandy?
Our world will burn! Burn in the eternal fire!
I met you, mate, back there at Loch Marine.
Any needs, Master?
What do you seek, pain giver?
How much further am I supposed to follow this dude? Oh, he's going into a building, it looks like.
What was it happened to Foltest again?
Officer, taking a rest from witch hunting. Greetings, Your Honor. Good to see you again.
Bring us the usual.
Open up.
Who are you and what you want?
Take a look. What do you see?
Yellow eyes, pair of swords, mutated killer, methinks.
Heard this place was a meeting spot for oddities.
Heard right. Know the password, get him free. Don't know it, gotta contribute to the Graves upkeep.
Don't know the password.
Pay up then.
I won't pay. Let me in.
Yes, sir.
I got my own version of a Jedi mind trick. Alright, what do we got for leveling up stuff? These only get one level. Lego's expensive. Think you mean the big Lego sets are expensive? They are. So the small Lego sets are obviously cheaper. But you get like next to nothing in those Lego sets. Most of you are just paying for a minifigure and a little ship or something. When I'm talking like what I want to get, basically I want to get very few Lego sets, but I want to get the crown jewels. I want to get a Death Star. I want to get a Millennium Falcon. I want to get that kind of shit. That would take me a long ass time to build. Because for me it's like, as a kid I get those $15 Lego sets. Or at least at the time they were $15. And you get 2 minifigures, and you're basically if it's Star Wars, you get 2 battle droids on 2 speeders, right? Nowadays I want to get the big stuff. I think the big stuff is just too damn expensive. I think if you get what is priced as $150, $200 Lego set, that shit should be $80-90 bucks. I think that's a fair price. I think everything Lego is 50% more expensive than it should be. That's what I think. I think everything's marked up like crazy with Lego. Anyway, I can get a new thing in here. I mean, toxicity of potions that would kill normal people. Enables extraction of mutagens from the corpses of powerful monsters. I think I'll get this. Oh, I already have that. Level 1 alchemy formula increases maximum toxicity by 0.5. Time is slowed further 50% while aiming bombs. I'll get heightened tolerance, I guess. And I'll just slide that over there. And shouldn't that also... Yeah, if I do that, it boosts my vitality, right? Yeah, vitality 100. Cool. Your family went to America, you got lots of Lego. Yeah. Like you're like Legoland or something like that, I assume. I mean, Australia, I assume you went over to like California. I feel like that's going to be the place to go if you go to America from Australia. Oh. It's not like you're going to Florida or New York. Not that you couldn't go there, but it'd be a little more difficult. Here, I'm going to go run to the bathroom. Be back in a couple. Okay, I'm back. And I got Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Hello, Sophie. Alright, so we're about an hour, not counting the starting soon screen. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, guys. I'm exhausted. I tried. I don't think I got much more in me. I'm dead exhausted. I didn't want to cancel tonight. I wanted to at least talk to you guys at least a little bit. I wanted to at least drop in to say hi. The more this night's going on, the more I just want to just lie down and rest. So, as much as I want to keep going, like my heart wants to keep streaming. My body can't. My body and my mind is not there. So my heart and my soul, I want to do it. My body and my mind don't. It's just not there tonight, guys. So, especially if I want to wake up and go to work tomorrow and, you know, make money so I could, you know, live. That's still gonna be a little ways away. My dream is still to do this as a living. So for anybody who's stopped by or anything like that, you know, I support the channel by subscribing or following on Twitch or what have you. It's not required, but if you do want to monetarily support the channel, so that way hopefully one day in the future I can do this for a living and this will be my job. There's YouTube memberships and Twitch subscriptions that are available, and link about that stuff in the description below. YouTube memberships as low as $1 a month. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I was gonna try to go for 2 hours. I'm too tired, guys. I think 1 hour for considering canceling the stream altogether is it's a step in the right direction. But I think I'm gonna call it very early tonight. And hopefully I'm better for you guys next Tuesday. That's what I'm hoping. As time goes on with me having this new role in my work and at my job, I should be getting in better shape. I should be getting more used to the change of pace. Therefore, I should not be as tired moving forward in future streams. So hopefully this is going to be the worst of it. I'm going to do what I can to be better for the future and hopefully have energy in future streams. So thank you guys for understanding. I'm going to call it here. Hope you all have a great night, day, whatever it is for you. I will see you guys on Tuesday.